Welcome to the house. The one they talking about. Word of mouth. The Boxing PlayHouse, without a doubt. All the latest and greatest boxing news, that's what it's all about.
Hey guys, this is Sakura A and Emilio Santana. And of course, you're watching After Dark series. And tonight, I'm so excited and thrilled to be talking to the Rougarou. Regis Prograis is going to be joining us later in the show. And we're also going to bring somebody else on that we are very familiar with. And we just wanted to introduce him to our After Dark family. So you can start watching him as well on our Wednesday night show, Boxing PlayHouse Latin America. Let's go ahead and get him introduced here. It's our Florida Boxing Hall of Famer, Danny Santiago. What's up?
Hello, Boxing PlayHouse peoples. How you doing? How was your day?
So, Danny, you know, we're glad that you could join us tonight. I enjoyed your show last night with our co-host, Lewis. And it's just been a great time just, you know, learning all that you guys have to offer for our Spanish-speaking audience. And I just wanted you to, you know, elaborate on how it is as being the host on Wednesday nights and working with us, Boxing PlayHouse.
Well, so first and foremost, for myself and Andres, who was a co-host yesterday, it's a dream come true because it's something that we wanted to pursue at one time, you know. And you guys have given us the forum and the opportunity to broaden our horizons and fulfill our dreams. So we're very grateful for that. We are also equally grateful for the support that we're getting from the community and the boxing community and things like that. The people we've interviewed, everything from, you know, our associate who got us Felix Trinidad and John Molina and all the guys that we had before. And we're looking forward for the future. We have a few things lined up with, hopefully, God willing, Mauricio Suleiman and a few other individuals there. Every week it gets a little better and better. We get a little bit more comfortable with it, and we're looking for brighter and better things in the future.
Yes, absolutely, and we do wish the best for our colleague Tito Ocasio and his team over in Ocasio at
John 316,
16,
That's
17,
yeah. That's my
and
brother.
yes, hopefully we can get him back on here soon. You know, he's just been so busy lately. Now
he's a busy guy.
Yeah. So now my only question to you is, out of all the guests that you guys have had so far, who is it that, you know, if you could tell your audience, you know, who they should go and view, which one of these episodes would you choose?
You know, to say that I have a favorite, I don't really have a favorite. I mean, they've all been interesting in their own right. They've all brought something different and some different perspective and different avenues and paths they've taken in their lives. I say watch them all because first and foremost, I want the views, and secondly, they're all interesting. They all have a very interesting story. Every boxer gets into boxing because of their family and their upbringing or their desire to do things. We all have like a similar goal, but we all have a different story, and every story is different, and every story is interesting and important. So, you know, I say look at all of them, right?
Yeah, I definitely agree. There have been some definitely good interviews that you guys have had to start off the Latin America version of the show. And basically, if anybody's interested in, if you can't know our English version, we do have this Spanish version available for our boxing fans. And it's on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So we hope that we can see more of you guys logging in and tuning into the show, either on YouTube or on Facebook Live.
Yeah. I'll say in Spanish, please. Vamos a apoyar el canal Boxing PlayHouse Latin America los miércoles a las 8 de la noche. Cada semana vamos a hablar de la tema del boxeo y posiblemente vamos a tener una entrevista con boxeadores en el pasado y en futuro y a preguntarle si quiere preguntar cualquier cosa, ya cuente que le voy a preguntar sin pena.
All right. Thank you
Can
so
I
much,
tell,
Danny.
Danny.
can I tell you something, Sakura?
Yes.
Tito could attest to this, but probably about 7 or 8 years ago, I've been living here now for 6 years. I spoke about as much Spanish as you spoke.
Uh-oh, that's 2 words.
That's probably the extent. I know a couple of the bad words like everybody else does, but I didn't know how to have a conversation, So it's been a learning experience, and I'm grateful that I can bring something to your platform, now that I speak Spanish and I speak it fluently,
Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate it a lot.
And you fluent with it now, Danny.
Hey, listen, man, what's today? What's today's date? Today's the 18th.
Yeah, then.
So
17? Yeah, 17.
17th. In about 4 days, I'll be 49 years old. So I learned to speak Spanish in my mid to late 40s. So if I can learn, anybody can learn. Trust me.
That's great.
Yeah, that is good. I mean, I'm just admiring the fact of how fast you're starting to talk now, and like you really getting into it fluently. So I mean, that's pretty amazing.
I got
Especially at your age, which I ain't saying you old, but you're not like 2 or 3 like most people are learning English and Spanish. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I got thrown into the ocean. I had to learn to speak it. I moved into a country that very few people speak English, so I had to defend myself, and I got taken advantage of for a little while, but I figured things out, and I want to learn how to defend myself for sure.
Yeah, that's a big word, defend yourself. So you're coming to us all the way from Colombia tonight, which is your new home. How long have you been over there?
I'm going on 6 years. I've got my citizenship here, and I've been fortunate to meet some very popular and political people here that guided me the right directions to give me a citizenship and things like that. Even though I'm married, my wife is of Colombian descent. The transition has been a little bit expedited because of people you know. It's not what you know, it's who you know. I like it. I like it. I'm an American no matter what. I mean, I read red, white, and blue all day. I love my country, but I get to enjoy a little bit of a semi-retirement over here, where my expenses are not that costly, and me and my wife get to spend a lot more time together, and we're building dreams here with kids who are pursuing their own boxing careers, which is great,
That is a great point, that the way of life and the culture is more centered around family and spending time than with America, where we're required to work so many hours a day, in each day, sometimes even on the weekends, in order to meet the demands. So it's a great trade-off. I mean, I'm liking it. Plus, I like the fact that you're able to mentor some of your some of the Colombian youth there.
Yeah, I mean, you may ask my wife. She may want a little bit more free time to herself. I don't know, but I enjoy being with her, so it works out for me.
Good.
Danny, being over in Colombia, you've managed to accumulate some good boxing talent over there, right? I know you got a few guys that look like they're pretty promising coming out of that area.
That was a big decision for me to come here. When I walked up here, when I flew here, I walked into what their version of a local PAL program, and or local Boys and Girls Club, and these kids were literally in there sparring without mouthpieces. I mean, like, it was just unbelievable, just raw. One of the kids didn't even have shoes on, and they were just going at it, man. Little padding on the gloves, and I was just blown away by the desire and the hunger and their raw talent. My kids, or my guys, who are all young men, the oldest one is 24. He's 10-0 right now. He's fighting March 26th in Cancun, Mexico. He's going to defend his WBC super middleweight title, or middleweight title in the silverweight division. And then I have another light heavyweight, 6'3", 6'4". He's a 7-0, and I have a 125 pounder. that's 119 pounder that's also 8-0. And I don't match him up softly. I told him I had a big conversation today about this. It was a mistake that not was made with me, but that I made. I got comfortable, and
Okay.
I would say this: I started training not to lose. I was training not to lose, not to win. I was just training enough not to lose, and that's because I lost a little bit of fire, and we're only young once. So I put my kids in there with guys who have a heartbeat, because not only do we live in another country, not only are they of a different culture, but you know, what makes them different from anybody else in America that I would get them to support, you know. So I have to make a statement with them. So I put them in there in tough fights. They train very hard. They train, 2 to 3 times a day, depending on, the running and stuff. And if you're not ready to fight, then what are we doing this for? So, I'm not trying to do the marathon version of this. I'm trying to get there as quickly and as simply as possible. And the best way to get this directly, not going around and making turns and stuff like that. So they're really talented. It's easy for me to match them up because they have hunger and they'll do whatever it takes to achieve their goals. Because the reality of it is, it's their goals, not mine. I'm just here to assist them in that journey.
Absolutely. And you're doing a wonderful job at it. You have a WBC silver title holder right now in Castro, and he's an amazing, fun loving and really dedicated boxer. So I look forward to seeing him on one of the cards here in Florida soon. Maybe even, dare I say?
Hall of Fame.
I
Yes.
can only pray.
In the Hall of Fame, Daddy.
I
love
only
that.
pray.
Love that.
I only
Let's go
pray.
ahead and get into these hot topics, and let's go ahead and start with the news from today. We got Charlo Castano 2 being postponed. It was, originally March 19th, and we have it that Castano is hurt with a bicep injury. And now the breaking news tonight is that the powers that be, including the WBO, basically they want him to show proof that he is injured. I mean, what is up with this? I mean, usually it's good enough for people to say that they have an injury. What do you think about this? And has this ever happened in your career?
When you're dealing with this type of money, these guys are putting up promoters, sponsors, management, and all these things. There's so many intricate things going on as far as finances. For you to cancel a fight on this level, even though it's a month away. A month away, there's a lot of money invested into this. So I personally would want a doctor's note or some verification. I may just want to have my doctor see him, because we all have friends, right? And when you're dealing with that kind of money, let's be honest, you'd want to have some assurance that it was in fact an injury. In my case, I've been a victim of my own pride or my own ego, right? I've taken fights on extremely short notice, but in to respect my profession, if I'm a professional fighter, I should always be ready, right? So that's what I tell my boys. But I've been injured a time or two, and I've taken a fight, and I was fortunate to come out okay in some of those fights, But when you're dealing with that level, if he does have an injury, the smartest thing to do is just go get a doctor's, appointment, make sure that he clarifies that everything is legit, and then move forward. If he doesn't have an injury, then you're going against the Charlo brothers. They're nothing to really smile at or blink at. These guys are for real. Maybe camp wasn't going well for him. Maybe something happened in camp. So I would want some insurance. I would want some of my people. Bring your doctor, and I'll let you go see my doctor, and we'll see how it goes, because there's just too much money now at this level. I tell my kids all the time, I was born in the wrong era, because now these guys, trip and fall into the ring and they
Get
make
paid. Yes.
Yeah, they just literally trip and fall into the ring and they get paid, So, but that's, everything evolves, and that's just the way life is, right?
Right. Now, I mean, it's also concerning because Zhao Is that how you say his name? Zal?
To Zoo.
To Zoo. I can always have problems with this name.
Zoo.
To Zoo is also being been pushed back on his fight that he wanted to get with the winner of this fight. So he's also like, I mean, you guys have WBO, you've signed off on one postponement already. Now here we go again with this injury. So you know, it could be also that his third party interests have said, hey, we need to see some proof.
Exactly. I mean, there's so many moving parts here that one thing is a domino effect. So um, look, I don't wish injury upon anyone, but hopefully it's a legit situation. You know what I mean? Because then if it isn't, then the cat's going to get out the bag and it's really just going to blow up in everybody's face. You know what I mean? Or maybe if it's an illegitimate situation, maybe they could bring the guy in that you just spoke about and make the match between, you know, Charlo and him or something. You know, I mean, there's just so much money riding on things right now that there can't be any hiccups like this because you're talking about television networks, you're talking about sponsors, promoters, managers, hotels. I mean, it's just so much stuff that you know, can hinder and set everything back. And that's the problem nowadays. Listen, we have COVID-19 going on right now, and we have that recovering from that. Things are starting to get into the positive direction. But the reality of the situation, there's been shows, there's been fights canceled because of this, and we just can't afford to keep canceling fights or postponing fights for shenanigans, you know?
Hey, Danny, I know it's got to be frustrating, man. Have you been in that situation on the other end where you've trained and you was getting ready for a fight, and then like a week later, your opponent
I thought that was Roy Jones.
had to pull out? Or what was that? Roy Jones having with Danny? Had to pull out, and you had to train so many weeks or whatever.
Well, you know, Sakura brought up a soft spot, a hard.
You just the bad. We hit a nerve.
I'm glad our friend. Shout out to Rob. I'm glad Rob is here for this one because he loves some Roy Jones. Shout out to him all the way from the UK tuning in. So so you're gonna have to, you know, let him know.
Listen, no one is gonna dispute who Roy and what Roy was, right? I mean, he was pound for pound the best fighter in the world for over a decade and even more, you know.
Right.
We were supposed to fight on 3 different occasions, you know. The first fight, obviously, I'm ranked in whatever top 10 or whatever. I wasn't a mandatory, but you know, I got the phone call and I said, yeah, let's go for it. And then he said he got injured, and a week later, it was in the news that he was going to go fight for $15 million. Well, it doesn't take rocket science to know that he's only making $1 million or $2 million with me, and he's making $15 million over there. I might front an injury too, you know, and just miraculously, you know, get healed, right? The second fight, it whatever reason didn't come to fruition, and it was also for him. I think it was a wrist injury or something like that. That one I think was legit. The third time was when and the third time was the one that hurt me the most because I had some people backing me a little bit, but I used some of my own savings on this money on this fight and stuff. And I never made the money that Roy Jones made or anything like that. I made, you know, nothing to brag about, but I made a little bit of money, but not the money that he made. So I took some of my own money, invested into my own camp. I went all out because I'm like, listen, this third one's a charm, and I'm going to make this amount of money. So it makes total sense for me to spend my savings on it because I'm just going to re-up on it, you know, 10 or 20 times over. So it's not going to be a problem, right? And lo and behold, a hurricane goes over and destroys the island we're going to fight on a week before the fight. And unfortunately, the fight never happened. So I had my heart broken 3 times with him. Somebody had mentioned about doing an exhibition. Listen, unless it's like a food eating contest or something like that, I don't want nobody call me up anymore.
Dang. I feel you because that's a lot of letdown. And it seems like that particular matchup is almost like, you know, it's got the bad juju associated with the matchup now.
Listen, you want to know the truth? I mean, I say this to people, right? I used to have good sparring wars with Glenn Johnson, fellow Hall of Famer, awesome individual. I mean, he's one of my favorite people. Not talking about boxing, he's just one of my favorite people. I don't have to speak to him every day, but when I see him, it's always a joy to see him, and he's one of my favorite people. And he beat Roy Jones, it was actually like I beat him, you know, because I knew his struggle, right? Me and him used to have some real good wars. I used to spar with a lot of different guys down there. I sparred with Lucien Boutte, Jermaine Taylor, and me, my boy Jermaine. We used to have some serious wars. The first time I sparred with Roy, he lit me up. I was in there like five or six people. You know, it was invisible. It was I couldn't catch him. You know, but one thing I wouldn't do is I wouldn't stop. And then there was another time I sparred him again, and the first time I sparred, I only had about 3 or 4 fights. The second time I sparred him, I had about a little over 10 or 12 fights, and I had that confidence, and I was over the mystique of who Roy Jones was. So I just knew I had his number. Like I just knew that the styles make fights. I may not be able to beat, you know, our guest tonight. I may not be able to beat 100 other guys, but I just knew that I had Roy's number. And when Glenn fought him, I knew Glenn was gonna knock him out because, you know, pressure bust pipes, and Roy can't handle pressure. He has long arms and his speed, but if you could withstand that, I knew that he would get caught because he doesn't really react well to shots. He fought a friend of mine. He fought a friend of mine named Lou Duval, and Lou Duval, a great fighter, a mentor to me. I mean, he guided me through my Golden Gloves tournaments when I won them in New York City, and not no disrespect to him because he's a real good friend of mine, and we may have him on a guest on Latin America podcast Boxing PlayHouse. But he wasn't really a power puncher. He was a technical fighter. He was a Southpaw, KG, you know, put his combination together. And when he knocked Roy down, I'm like, whoa, because I spar with Glenn. I mean, I spar with Lou from the age of 17 to like the age of 22, and I just knew what he had, and I never in my wildest dreams thought he would knock Roy down. I figured maybe he'll beat him on decision because he's that skilled. He has a great boxing mind. But when he knocked him down, I'm like, okay. And then I knew another guy that, you know, used to put it on Roy a little bit, and he was an aggressive fighter. So when Glenn fought him, I was kind of upset that I didn't bet any money because I knew he was going to knock Roy out. You know, and you know, it's just that style that Roy has a problem with. You know. If you get into his long arms and his incredible God-gifted talent of speed, you know, you can, you know, pressure bust pipes. And I was just praying for the day. But, you know, look, I'm going to be 49. He's going to be like 53, 54 years old. He's a coach now. He's a color commentator. You know, God bless him, man. You know, I don't wish any harm upon anybody. My ship has sailed. My time never came. And that's just my story, you know?
Yeah. I mean, we totally understand what you're saying. I mean, in this particular situation with Charlo Castano, at first it was like it wasn't going to be a rematch at all. So there was all this hype because the fight was so close, and the fact that most people did feel that Brian Castano won that fight against Charlo Jermell. So, I mean, now we're to the point where we at least got them both to agree to the rematch. We at least had a contract signed, and now this fight was supposed to take place on March 14th, and it's just not happening. I mean, it's very frustrating for fans as well as the actual, you know, fighters. And shout out to Carice Taz Brown, the Golden Child, and her KO of the year last year. She says, "Hey, Boxing PlayHouse," and "Hey, Danny Santiago." And then my crunk juice extraordinaire, Jason Crosby. Over at the Winter Haven, how do you say it? No, he's Plant City Boxing Gym. He's Plant City Boxing Gym. He says, "What's up, guys?" What's up, and then we got our birthday boy in the house, which is why I wanted him to join us. Happy birthday to Daryl Tomlin.
Still celebrating.
That's right. Happy birthday, my friend. All the way from Tennessee, baby. We love you. And then we got Antonio Cruz, who says, "Hey, Boxing PlayHouse. Love y'all."
Hey, appreciate that, Tom.
Okay, and he's correcting me on the
City
whole
Boxing.
Plant City Boxing. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I get that confused sometimes. And then, of course, we said we have Rob joining us all the way from the UK as well. Let's see. Amy, she says, "Hello, Boxing PlayHouse."
Hey, what's up?
Hello, Amy.
So, all of you guys, thanks for joining in. We're going to go ahead and move to the next topic because, boy, we had a lot of topics to get through before our guy, Regis Prograis, joins us tonight. The Rougarou is joining us tonight. And I got so many questions. I know you guys have some good questions too. But let's go ahead and go to.
I was gonna say before we jump, I was gonna ask Danny. Danny, out of all them dudes who fought, who hit the hardest? Who hit you the hardest?
You know, this may sound like a joke, but I'm gonna tell you this right now. I won't disrespect anybody I fought. I have 34 wins and 7 losses, and all 7 of those bastards hit really hard because I lost.
Oh, you saying they all hit hard? Wow.
Hey,
okay.
listen, you got to call a spade a spade. I mean, listen, Antonio Tarver, we went to the Hall of Fame together, you know, and I was fighting him, and I really thought I was going to come away with it, even though it was a really hard thing for me because I took the fight on short notice, you know. But that's no excuse. I went there with the best that I had to offer that day, right? I was in there and I was fighting. I was doing my little Tyson thing and doing my stuff, you know, and I heard his corner like, hey, Antonio, throw the uppercut, you know, throw the uppercut, you know. I'm like, this fool ain't gonna hit me with no uppercut. I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna move around. I'm throwing my jab, throwing some combinations. The next you know, threw the uppercut, put me on my butt. I woke up at the bank, depositing the check. I was just unbelievable.
Oh my goodness, Danny. It was an uppercut, huh?
Yeah, he stunned me with the uppercut. Then he put a little thing together, you know. But I was literally like, you could just hear it, and I'm being real cocky about it, you know. That's probably why I got put on my butt, you know. I'm like, this fool ain't gonna catch me with no uppercut. I'm gonna wear him down. I'm gonna get him, you know. And because I know he was struggling with weight too. I think I don't know that for sure. I was really struggling. I mean, no shot against him. I went there the best. Like that's my philosophy. A professional fighter should always be ready to go, and I wasn't ready to go. I took the fight because it made good money. I got the fight call about, I don't know, between 13 and 14 days. He was supposed to fight somebody else. They got injured. I believe he was supposed to fight Danny Green. And if I'm not mistaken, I got the phone call because I was in the top 5, and I took it. I mean, it was good money. I needed the money, right? So I went over there and I tried my best, and it just wasn't enough. And people say, oh, what happened? I'm like, no, nothing happened, man. He beat the best that I had to offer that day. Maybe 9 out of 10 times it would have happened the same way. Who really knows? That's the way God wrote it, and that's the way it came out, right? But all of them, I would say all of them, every single one of them. To be totally honest with you, I fought this guy in Pennsylvania. I think his name was something Armstead or something. And I fought him, and he cracked my ribs, you know, and he was really, really tough. And then I fought this other dude out of Philadelphia. I fought him in Miami, and I fractured some bones in my hands. But not only did he have a hard head, he just had a strong will, and he wore me down. I was very fortunate to walk away with a draw.
Oh wow, okay. So you're one of the few boxers that'll admit like they got that draw when they might have not should have won, huh?
Listen, I don't understand it. You know, like it has nothing to do with ego. I have an ego. I have pride, but I also have pride not to disrespect my sport. You know, I mean, facts are facts. You know, nowadays with social media and the internet and all that stuff like that, you could tell somebody, oh yeah, I slipped on a banana peel or whatever. Man, you ain't slipping on a banana peel. The boy hit you with a shot. That's just the way it is. You get hit. You give some, you lose. You take some, you win some, you lose some. And I will never disrespect my sport or my opponent by, look, when I beat the guys that I beat them because it was my day. When I got beat, it just wasn't my day. I'm not going to disrespect them or my sport. I love my sport too much for that.
Right. I mean, that's truth, man. That's 100. So we got Jason Crosby. He says life hits the hardest. And then Rob said, my mom hit the hardest.
Oh, Rob, I agree with you with that. My mom used to beat the ever living thing out of me, man. My mom was like, I think that's why I started boxing, because I'm like, well, I'm getting beat up over here every day, so I'm getting used to this. You know what I mean?
Wow, that's crazy. We got a Facebook user saying hello, family, but I don't know who it is.
What's up, Facebook user? What's up?
All right. And then we got Barbara. She says hello, watching from San Francisco.
Oh, what's up, Barbara?
Hashtag BPH. Guys, you know what's up. I love that hashtag BPH, and I need more of that from you guys. And
yes, ma'am.
We got Jose Morel, who was with us last week with Paul Banky with the documentary. What's up, Jose? Blood, guts, and glory. I got it right this time. Blood, Guts, and Glory Productions in the house with us tonight. And he says, hello, everyone. Nice to see you again. Absolutely. Let's see. Oh, Jason believes you, Danny. He says, speak the truth. Okay.
That's all I can do.
Yep. And then Rob says, Danny tells it like it is. Respect. And then he added his hashtag BPH for Jason. And then he says, you know it. Laugh out loud. My mom always grab a missile. Grabbed a missile when I got bigger because she hurt her hands. Dang, boy, y'all got some rough parents around here. Y'all got some mamas that'll knock you out.
Well, I wasn't an easy kid.
Undisputed, Danny.
Was it? I'm sorry.
My dad was undisputed. He had all the belts.
Y'all are terrible.
There wasn't too much female boxing when I was
playing, man. He lined us up.
Belt too.
You take on 5 in one night, man.
Oh my God, y'all are terrible. I can't with you right now. The only thing I know about your dad is like who you tell me about is not who I knew. Okay, it's
hey,
like
Sakura,
totally people.
Can I tell you something? There's a kid. There's a young man. Excuse me. He's not much. He's a little bit younger than I am. His name is Rocky Torres. He was in the Boxing Hall of Fame, and he got inducted into the Boxing Hall of Fame 2020. He was my first loss. I was 22-0. I went to Puerto Rico to go fight him. It was supposed to be my coming out party and all of this, and I took him for granted, man. You know, I went over there. My man just did the rope-a-dope on me for like 8 rounds. Wait for me to run out of gas. I guess he figured me out, and I went home. I had my eyes shut. I had my lip closed. I actually urinated blood and all of this, and so I think that first fight that I lost was the hardest. So he was probably the hardest person I ever fought against. You know.
Wow. Yeah. Especially if she saw that. You know, that had to be rough. And let's see. We still got some people talking about mamas. Rob says she mellowed over the years though too. Yeah, that's what they do. They mellow out so much better. Like Becky is coming from North Kakalaki. She says she's in the house. What's up, fellow state mate? What's up, Becky? All right. So he says she's a little sweetheart. I want to get to this next topic because you know it's about a fight that's going on this weekend, and I mean my question. It's not just who you got, but it's are you gonna watch it at all? Let's see. You will? Okay. Khan versus Brooke. That's right. That is coming on this Saturday night on ESPN Plus, and we're gonna be seeing Amir Khan versus Brooke, Kell Brooke, who we were supposed to be years ago. I want to know, guys. Let me know. I need you to holler back.
Is it too late, Danny? Is it too late for them?
You know, I mean, they're nowadays, I mean, 35 is like the new 25, right? So they're both 35 years old. Because I mean, you got some guys walking out there fighting, and you know they're got like the little old guy walkers, right? So I think for the fans, it should have happened maybe 7 or 8 years ago. I know they have some animosity towards each other, so it make for a good fight. I don't know that I'm more interested in that fight than the other fight that's going to be on that day. You know, I don't want to disrespect anybody when it comes to those things, but I think it's just long overdue. I think it should happen a lot earlier, and it is what it is. They're going to go get paid. You know.
Well, Rob says
Danny,
they both are watching.
I'm sorry.
I said, will you be watching it?
I might go glance back and forth, but I'm more interested into the Jaime Munguia fight. I really like him.
Oh, that's
it's the same day, so I'm gonna probably watch that.
Oh man.
Well, I think we got lucky because they won't be on at the same times, because that fight is gonna be in the day. Yeah, they're in the UK, right. So it's gonna come on earlier in the day, probably around 3 p.m.
You're right.
And then we can still see Jamie Munguia that night against Ballard, no problem.
You're right.
Yeah, and then there's also a Linares fight that's going to be on, I think it's on ESPN too.
Bare knuckle card.
There's also a bare knuckle fighting champions card with our girl Christine Ferreira, the Misfit baby. She's going against what's her name? Everybody's supposed to like Harper. I don't know why I can't think of this girl's name, but anyway, she actually has the larger name than Christine Ferreira, actually, but you know how that goes. That's not always an indicator. Who gonna get their ass whooped, right, Danny?
Danny,
usually that's a pretty good indicator.
Danny, would you ever consider bare knuckle if you were still fighting?
You know, I did a lot of bare knuckles in the streets and stuff, and
I know you was gonna go somewhere crazy.
I mean, that's the truth, you know. I mean, it is what it is, right? But you know, the reality of the situation is that I'm a prize fighter, and you know, I'm used to throwing punches a certain way. I don't want to like hurt my hands, you know. I'm used to having those gloves on. When you have those gloves on, it gives you probably a false sense of security, because when you take those gloves off, every fighter that's had a straight fight, they usually break their hands, because you know it's just not something that comes. They're exerting a little bit more power than the normal person, because they're used to having hand wraps and gloves on. So
Right.
I can honestly say there's a lot of things I'll say I'll never do. That is something I'll never do.
Man, hey Danny, I seen Shannon Briggs in person, and I looked at his fist. I said, "Damn, I wouldn't want to get hit by this man's hand. He has some big old hands, man."
Well, Shannon's a big dude. Shannon's a big dude,
right?
He's a big dude. I know Shannon. He's a pretty cool cat.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe
wow.
I mean, listen, I'm gonna step away for a quick second, okay?
Okay, sounds good. Right.
I'll say Brooke.
Okay, let's see what we got going on here. Let me pull him down.
A lot of boxing on this weekend.
Let's see. All right, who else is watching? Kell Brook versus Amir Khan. And of course, Rob, he's going for Kell Brook.
Rob going for Kell Brook.
Yeah, Rob's going for Kell Brook. And let's see. He just thinks that Khan he had his day years ago, and they're both a little washed up at this point. And Christopher Young from the Florida Boxing Commission, he says, let's see, what did he say? Let's see. That's going to be a great event. Bare Knuckles Fighting Champs. It's in Miami this time. Okay, Hollywood, Florida, right?
Hey, do I do Connor Coyle fight this week?
Connor Coyle does fight this week. He's in Boston, so it's Irish all the way. You know, Irish people, they are like stacked to the brim in Boston. So yeah, that's gonna be a great fight for Connor Coyle. We also have Sean Mason fighting at the Showtime Showbox card tomorrow night in Orlando at the Caribe Royale.
Chris, are you working any of these events this weekend?
He's doing bare knuckles, I believe.
Bare knuckles?
Yeah, I believe he is. Okay. Let's see what else he's on. Chris, we want to know, are you interested in a Kell Brook versus Amir Khan fight? And let's see.
Chris might do both. He might do a bare knuckles and then go to another event and do something else that night.
Okay, you putting a lot on Chris's plate, but okay, no problem.
You know, Chris keeps a couple of different outfits in his car. He might switch up and go call another fight.
That's true. Let's see. Rob is saying Patty Mahogan. Look him up. He was Muhammad Ali's best friend for 49 years.
Patty Mahogan.
Yes, he's a bare knuckles fighter that, he says that his friend's dad That's who it is. And he was the bare knuckle champion at 114 fights. Wow. Unbeaten. Patty Mahogan.
Unbeaten.
Yeah. And he was Muhammad Ali's friend. Well, he said best friend.
Learned something with that.
Yeah, he said he retired because of his hands getting smashed up. Wow. We got Trish in the house. Trisha Marson in the house.
Hey, Trish.
With her beautiful, intelligent self. She says, pow,
like
punches.
I like the fist in the heart. I do that sometimes.
Yes, we love her. And then we got Jason saying Yamaguchi Falco is fighting also on the same card with Connor. Oh, okay. I didn't even know that. And then he says Paulie Malignaggi tried the bare knuckles one fight, then turned out too good for him. Didn't turn out too good for him.
We was at that fight.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, we was there.
And we do got T Mason in the house.
Jeez.
That's Team Mason in the house, y'all. Good luck on your fight this Friday night with Sean, the Untouchable. That's right. And then we got, let's see, Rob says, I just read the book on his life, just an incredible read of Patty's life. The book hasn't been released yet. Oh, well, you have to send us something, Rob. Let us see a little insert of that. I want to see the movie too, fingers crossed. Oh, yeah, that would be a real great fight. I mean, a movie on a bare knuckles fighter, I've never seen that. And T says, thank you. Yeah, I'm sure Sean Mason got this for sure. All right, so we got to get back to these hot topics. Let's see. All right, the next topic we're going to discuss, guys, is going to be, well, as you heard, he mentioned Munguia will be fighting this Saturday night on DAZN, and that's with Demetrius Ballard. And
so much boxing on.
We also have Canelo news. Why you say it like that?
I just saw an article where other fights were brought to him that I don't know the full details. No, I was hearing about PBC offered him.
That's right. This is the news. You're absolutely right. Go ahead with it.
No, it was just the PBC offered him, and I joked about this a week ago that, because he was offered $85 million to fight the two
guys on DAZN
and
Triple G, right?
And then I joked last week and I said, well, Al Heyman and PBC ought to just
throw in another boxer, right?
Just round it off at 100 and throw Charlo and Benavidez in there, and that looked like what was offered.
That's what transpired, exactly.
And they're saying Canelo turned it down, but we don't know the real details, specifics behind that deal. People throw things around, but we really don't know what the negotiations was behind that. So we can't just, say Canelo dodged them or whatever. But
I mean, that's not the fight I would have thrown in if I wanted Canelo to say that he was going to, take a good look at it. I mean, you were already like he had to fight. He had to fight. The deal was going to be for Jamal Charlo to move up to 168, I believe. And he would have had to fight Canelo. And now you're talking about, and you can go ahead and you can get this work from Benavidez too, who's huge. I know Canelo was like, I don't think I want to do two back-to-back hard fights like that. But, they should have thrown in a different player, I believe, in order to sustain that. And furthermore, the deal with DAZN, it also was more appealing too because they didn't mention Andrade, Boo Andrade, who's already given up his title, moving up to 168 to be in place for a possible bout. And he's also would be ranked at number one contender for Canelo. So, I think that's with the WBO. So, you didn't mention that. Instead, they talking about Bivol, which is still a tough fight, and then Triple G, which we don't know where his level is at right now, but that's another fight where I feel like they waited too long. You guys tell me what you're thinking about that, because, What do you think?
Yeah, it's been a few names floating around. You know, remember a few weeks back, he was on the cruiserweight guy was on the table, but
Right.
like that's off the table. So you know, it's still floating names. Let's see which one he really signed to fight. You know,
Right.
Rob said, "Where's the goal?" Here, go right here, Rob.
Yeah, right. He has this gold cup all ready to go. Where's the goblet, Emilio? You on the wagon? No, he's never on the wagon. He's off the wagon. And then let's see, Jason, he has a point. Every belt holder should have to fight at least 2 times a year or lose the belt.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Wow. I mean, that would be like major breaking news if they enacted that right now, Jason, because I mean, you know, and I know that it's hard to force these top tier, you know, pound for pounders in most cases.
Perfect world. I would like to see that.
Yeah, but you can't hardly get them to defend that belt even once a year. So you come out twice now? Come on now.
Some of these dudes, they took these belts a long time, and it, you know, it seems like it's political. Some guys get forced to defend their belts right away. Remember Charles Martin, he had the IBF and looked like he was forced within a month to defend against Anthony Joshua. And then some guys look like they babysit a belt a year or 2 or more. So it gets political with these belts. But I wish it was some, you know, real determined or strong sanctioning body to really mandate these rules and make these guys fight or vacate the belt. One.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Let's see. Jason says we'll start with 2, then go to 4 times a year.
You're going back in time now. You're going back
you want to go to 4 Kings era, right?
Guys were really fighting back in the day.
That's funny. All right.
Put these guys on a time machine to get that.
So our next topic was Bud Crawford. He spoke to Radio Raheem, and basically Bud says that the 2 of them, 2 as in Bud and Errol Spence, both want to fight, but they are, well, Bud is saying that the politics are getting in the way. You know, he says the truth is that they want to fight, but politics and racial division. Wow, he said racial division is stopping the fight from happening. Oh, wow. I didn't even read that racial division part.
Oh, what's that about?
I don't know, because I'm trying to figure it out. Or he's saying that was when he was, you know, signed to Top Rank, maybe?
That's a fight that's eventually going to happen once Errol Spence or whoever is unified the belts him in August.
Yeah.
I believe that fight is going to, we might see it by the end of the year. I believe that fight is going to happen.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
I think so, too.
Happen.
Yeah, I think so, for sure.
Too much. They're on a collision course. These belts are getting unified. And I'm sure they want to do it before these young guns get in the picture. Because you got some tough young guns like Boots Ennis and Ortiz. And you got kind of been over in England. A lot of young guys coming up. So I know these older guys holding these belts going to go on and unify, get that money, because you got these young guys on their, you know, on their tail coming up.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
You got to make it happen.
Well, Rob says, yeah, the commission used to be tougher on making title defenses.
Right.
And of course now it's different because everything is based on how much money and who you with and who's gonna show it on their networks and apps and different things.
Some guys get elevated to super champ and vacate their regular status, and
right.
Then that belt's floating for another guy, and so it gets very cloudy on who's champ and who owns what belts.
So Jason says, bullshit, racial division, the real color is green and not racial. Well, you know, we don't like to think that, but at the same time, it's like not reality a lot of the times.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be, you know, but we've seen
how race played a card and money and how guys get moved in certain rankings. So unfortunately, we're still dealing with that. I wish it wasn't a factor, but
yeah, and it even plays a part in, you know, where some media outlets and some media sources are. I mean, you think I could get a story broke, you know, if I wanted to break a story with one of these top people, I mean, they go to, first of all, males, they go to, usually it's Caucasian. So, yeah, we got a long way to go all around in the sport. I mean, that's why I love when the fighters actually get in the ring, because all this shenanigans and different things that get us distracted, they're all gone, and you just got one man versus another man. And color ain't gonna matter as much as who got the better hook and who got who got the better boxing skills, period. But let's see. We got Rob. He says the money may be great, but it is spoiling this game. You're right. I hate it when you're right.
That's why.
Damn, Rob, you're right.
That's why a lot of people like how the UFC is set up. Everybody's under one umbrella and one belt.
Yep.
And all the guys have to fight each other.
Yeah, and it's like number one contender. Now we know for sure if if the title holder wins this bout, he's gonna have to fight this guy next. Period. So that does cut out a lot of confusion. But on the other hand, UFC, they're not paying their guys right a lot of times either. So
paying better, but they do fight each other, and it ain't all them belt politics over there in the UFC.
True.
What I like about them.
The fight is happening. All right. So Top Rank finally told us today, and they have confirmed that it's Oscar Valdez versus Shakur is going down. It is going to be April 30th. Don't ask me why they did Oscar and not Valdez, but it should say, Oscar versus Shakur or Shakur versus Valdez, however you want to say it.
La Hoya was coming back.
I know, right? It's Saturday, and that's going to be...
You can go by Oscar name. Normally, you you get
they had to he's still he's up here now. That you can just say Oscar and everybody knows who it is.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm happy to see this fight. I think it's going to be an amazing fight. The only thing is that it is on the same night as Madison Square Garden and the Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor fight. So, boxing fans will have to make a choice as to which one is more higher priority to us. And, I'm always for supporting the ladies. So it's like, dang, I want to make sure that my numbers count over with the ladies. But then at the same time, I know this Shakur versus Valdez fight is going to be top tier level, skill-wise, athleticism, everything. And for all you naysayers, we have gotten word that VADA testing will be required in this particular bout. And you know why. So who you got in that fight?
Oh, definitely Shakur Stevenson. That young guy, he's like one of my favorite fighters out there right now.
Right.
He seems to have it all, Long as he keep his head on and together and stay focused, man. He's a very talented young man. Valdez is good too, but I think Shakur is a few steps above him. And once he clean out that division, I want to see him move up and get in the mix with the lightweight division.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm waiting for that too. When he gets these titles, I mean, I think he does want to grab some of these titles at super featherweight, maybe even unify. But then, I mean, the lightweight division is right there waiting for him at 135. And he's just serious business. He's just serious business for any of these guys. And to me, Shakur is the real next big star for boxing. I mean, and I'm saying that now. What you think?
Yeah, he's definitely one of the rising stars coming up, man. A lot of great young names coming up, but he's definitely one, especially coming out of the Olympics, that's an extra boost. So definitely Shakur is, one of the rising stars to keep an eye on. There's another fight being made. I forgot what undercard is it going to be on. Cruz and Gamboa, I heard is being made. It's going to be on on the Spence Ugas undercard.
Oh, who is it?
Isaac Cruz and.
Oh, well, we're going to get to that in a minute.
Gamboa.
But let's read Jason's Crosby's comment. He did not know what happened with the VADA testing. He said, I didn't hear. You remember that Oscar Valdez tested positive for PEDs in his last fight, and he went forward with the fight and was allowed to fight, even though that test came in stating that there was an issue. So now Shakur, I guess Team Shakur is not playing that. They like, yeah, we need him tested. We need to make sure he's totally clean this time. So, you know, who can blame him, basically? And on that, you know, on that whole line of questioning, not even just focusing on Valdez versus Shakur. When's the last time that you heard a fight was being actually battle tested? I mean, I was like, wow, that's bad again. Yeah. I guess only if you get caught and you want to do your next fight will they be talking about battle testing, huh?
Did they talk about it in the Fury Wilder fight?
No. A lot of people during some of these fights, especially in some of my boxing groups, they're like, well, is vital testing in this? Like, that's a question that a lot of these fights are being asked. Is there vital testing? Did they get vital testing? And nobody ever knows the answer. So, you know, just keeping up, you know, and letting everybody be aware of, you know, what's the newest trend that we're seeing. And Rob says, I want an AJ fight again and Tyson Fury. Plus, Usyk has the heavyweights. And let's see. You wanna see Rob, AJ fight, but Tyson.
Rob, did you feel like AJ gonna beat Usyk in that rematch? Let me know.
Yeah, we want to know for sure what's up with that. Now, here's the next thing that I wanted to talk to you about. And you're right. Since you brought it up, there is a Cruz fight. Cruz versus Gamboa has been, you know, a fight that they're saying they wanted to make as part of one of the other cards. Undercard, yeah, as a part of the undercard. What do you think? Is this a fight that you don't already know the outcome of? Is this a fight that you want to see?
I made a joke before, and I said it seemed like these guys are passing Gamboa around like a joint. Everybody taking a hit. You know, he's been passed around from Crawford to Devin Haney to Tank.
Right.
Now Cruz. I think some more people got a hold of Gamboa. I mean, it might be an interesting fight.
Okay. Definitely.
But I feel like Gamboa's seen his better days. But I think it might turn out to be an exciting fight for as long as it lasts. Because he's still tough.
Where is Prograis at? Yes, we're trying to wait for Prograis, and you know, we're just trying to see what's going on with Prograis. And let me don't answer me. Just listen, because we're live. Yeah, so just get back with me through a text, please. All right, thanks. Yeah. All right, thanks. All right, so that's Prograis' assistant. He's gonna check on our guest, guys. Now getting back to Cruz and what you were saying. Oh my God, I don't know what to say about this. I got in a huge argument today with a friend of mine. You know, basically the argument is that it's okay for Cruz to have this fight, mainly because he just had a tough fight with Gervonta Davis. And so he shouldn't have to fight two hard fights back to back. So the question for everybody here is, I mean, was the Gervonta Tank Davis fight versus Cruz fight a really tough fight for Cruz? And did he require or is that a reason to allow him to have this fight with Gamboa? That's like kind of admitting that Gamboa is more like a tune-up or stay busy fight. I mean, to me, that's what it was acknowledging. But I mean, what do you think?
It just seemed like a stay busy fight to me because it's really not going to do much for Cruz. Everybody's going to expect Cruz to maybe win, decision, maybe stop Gamble, or Gamble obviously past his prime, and for a minute we thought we was gonna get Cruz and Ryan Garcia, but Ryan had other plans, so. I don't know. It could be entertaining, like I say, it was one of those stay busy fights. Hopefully, we'll see him, get back into the top line guys by the summer or whatever. I like Cruz, entertaining, comes to fight, so hopefully we'll see that.
True. I mean, I'm ready to talk to Rougarou now. I don't know about you.
Hey,
I mean, I'm excited about some of these topics we got to ask him. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am so excited to introduce the one and the only Louisiana Rougarou, baby. Oh, it's Regis Prograis.
What's up? Well, y'all can see me, huh?
What's up, fam? How you been?
I'm chilling, out here training. That's all. I'm in LA right now. So it's just, training camp hard every day. That's what it is.
Oh, I understand. I see you, champ. You really are showing out with your training lately. And you seem like you're in the best shape I've seen you in quite some time. On point with the weight too, looks like.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just grinding it out. That's it. I got a few more days here, then I go back to Texas.
Regis, I saw a picture of you, man. I see you was at the Super Bowl, and I saw you chilling with Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. It wasn't the Super Bowl. It was the Mike Tyson had like a Super Bowl at his house. So, one of my partners linked me. He told me come through. So of course, man, he told me Mike Tyson was there, so I had to do that.
Oh my God, that's so amazing! You up there chilling at Mike Tyson's house.
I saw the big TV in the background, but I thought y'all was in some kind of skybox or something. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Nah, it was like a house party at Tyson crib or something like that.
Wow, that's cool. I mean, you've been living your best life lately. I mean, I see you here with Roberto Duran, the Hands of Stone. What's going on?
I mean, I just be, the thing is, I mean, I guess I'm just blessed, That's the thing. I'm just blessed to be able to be in the company of greatness. That's all. Just blessed to, people hook me up and I talk to a lot of people and, I guess they feel my energy. So, I link up with these people and that's just, things just one thing leads to another, then it leads to another, and it's crazy. That's how it happens.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. I mean, I love Roberto Duran. We're good friends with his daughter, Dahlia Duran. And when I saw you chilling with him, I was like, oh, he getting all the good knowledge now.
Exactly.
Can you give us one secret, little something, tidbit?
From Duran?
Yes, what Duran was telling you.
Man, it was just, first off, it was just good being with him because he was just giving me all like the stories. And one thing about Duran is like, he has no filter, Duran just, he kind of say what he want to say, so he brought his, he had his two sons and his daughter were Irashara. And, she was just like sitting there, she was like blushing and stuff like that because she was like turning red because Duran just says what he want, she has to, he speaks a little English, but most of the time he speaks Spanish, so she'll have to like translate for him. And, she kind of like sitting there red in the face because she don't want to say what he's saying, basically. Because he don't care what he say.
That is so freaking hilarious. Yeah, I mean, hopefully one day we'll get to meet him. The Hands of Stones is always like a fan favorite. And I mean, I know you felt honored being able to just hang out with him.
Oh, for sure. We did that in New Orleans. So Duran, he's filming, he got like this documentary going on or something like that. And so they kind of reached out. My people reached out, and they reached out to my people, and my people reached out to me. And I was in Texas at the time, and they was like, "Man, you gotta come to New Orleans. Duran is here." And I was like, it was a no-brainer. Like, what? Duran is there? That's a bet. I'm coming. I'll be there.
Yeah, that's like I got to get there. That's exactly. Not the first time you met him, though, is it?
Nah, that is the first time. That's the first time I met Duran.
Okay, because
I seen him. Of course, I seen him a bunch of times and stuff, but that's the first time I really met him. I mean, we was together for a few hours, so that was like, special. Like with Tyson, I just met Tyson, so we didn't really talk too much, but I definitely would want to talk to Tyson one day, but we didn't really talk. We just met each other, and that was kind of it. But with Duran, yeah, we like actually hung out and we was together with each other for a while.
Hey, Regis, how you feel about this Amir Khan Kell Brook fight coming up?
I mean, you know what? Both of them, they old vets in the game. I think it all depends on who has who's the younger man, if you want to say. For me, I think of course it's a big fight in the UK, and they should have been had that long time ago. But I mean, for me, I would go more with I would lean more with Amir Khan. It seems like he's a little more invigorated, and it seems he's out there training with Crawford and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's I think that I go with like I said, I go with Amir Khan.
Oh, okay. Awesome. All right. I mean, I was wondering personally from a boxer's standpoint, and I mean, what is it that you feel gives him the edge? Really?
Well, I mean, I just like I said earlier, I feel like it's the youth, not even the youth, but just I I think the edge goes. It just for me, just the energy.
Yeah.
I feel like the energy is more on Amir Khan's side, and and one thing, he's out there training with Bud too. He's out there training with Bud and stuff like that right now. He's getting different coaching. He's out there training with Bud. So if you out there learning from him, man, Bud one of the best in the game. So if you out there learning from him, then yeah, I think that he'll have just a little more of an advantage.
Okay. Well, I didn't even know he was training with Bud. I mean, that every advantage helps.
Yeah.
For sure. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm just wondering now who is Brooks got training with him,
Yeah. I know. I saw Bud out there was helping him and stuff. He went out there. He trained with Bomac, in Omaha and stuff. So I think for me, I'll give Amir Khan the slight edge.
Okay. I'm feeling this. See, because at first when they mentioned that this fight was being made, I was like so turned off. I'm telling you, I went cold read. Because my thing is like, I wanted to see this fight like what, 5-6 years ago. So I'm just so pissed off in my mind that it didn't happen then that it made me not want to really see it now. But
Right.
as close to the fight gets, of course, as boxing fans, we always change our mind. You know how it works.
Right, exactly. It's still a fight to watch. It's still, I mean, it might not be a fight too big here in the US, but in the UK, that's still a real big fight for both of them.
Hey, Regis, Amir Khan said he had a better chin than Kell Brook.
A better chin?
Yeah, he said his chin was better.
I mean, listen, bro, both of them, I don't know. I can't really say, yeah, that's a hard one right there. I mean, I can't really say that too much. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't really say he got a better chin than Kell Brook. I don't know, but both of them been cracked a lot of times. So once you get cracked a certain number of times, then that chin kind of it kind of get a little weak, and both of them been cracked a bunch of times. So I don't know who has the stronger chin. I guess we'll just see when they fight.
I mean, yeah, I kind of feel like, if something like that dramatic happens, as far as your face and being able to see, that you're going to still, even in the back of your mind, you're probably going to still be more cautious than you would have been, prior to that incident. So that's what makes me go more leaning towards Amir Khan than Brooks. I
Right.
just feel like he's going to be more timid when it comes to, firing back or being in the pocket. It's going to be too much.
Right. Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got Dahlia Duran. She does say that she is so glad you had a good time with her father.
That's cool. I never met her. I met Irasheli. I never met her, so I have to meet her next time. I met his sons, and I met Irashel, but I never met her, and I still talk to Irashel. She's real cool person.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yes. Well, Dahlia lives in Florida, so that's why. So next time you're down in the Fort Lauderdale and Miami area, then you can hook up with her too.
Okay, cool.
All right. So my question to you is, Probellum. I mean, I saw you sign with this newly created company, but I mean, it does have an experienced, owner in Schaefer. So, I mean, what was it that made you say in a recent article that it was a no-brainer?
I mean, it was all right. Three things, I give you the three things. First off, they told me I'm gonna stay active. I'm gonna stay busy. 2022, they told me I'll be fighting 3 times in a year. Which is something I definitely want. Right. They told me that I'll fight all over the world. That's something. Of course, I do. I always want to do fight all over the world. And then, the last thing they told me, I'll be fighting for a championship again 2022. I'll be a world champion again in 2022. So those three things, it was like for me, it was a no-brainer. It was just a no-brainer.
Regis, you feel like this year here you're gonna stay at junior welterweight, or do you feel like you might eventually move up to welterweight?
I'm probably, you know what? That's a good question, bro. Like, I don't know. The thing is, I think it's a lot of big fights and it's a lot of money gonna be at 140. You got the big, you got a lot of big names at 135 might even be coming up. So
Right.
I mean, I can stay there and just, fight all of them. So it depends. It all depends. But for me, my goal is to be a champion again at 140. I want to be a champion again at 140. And then after I'm a champion, then, I'll see what I'm going to do after I'm a champion at 140. But again, so right now, that's just kind of my goal to become a champion again. And then after that, we'll see. I feel like 2022 is going to be, it should be like a very, very big year for me.
I see Gary Russell got a brother that's in that weight class too. That's pretty good. One of them Russell brothers.
I saw that.
Yeah. There's a lot of
Players.
It's a lot, yeah, man. It's a lot of talent, bro. It's a lot of talent. It's a lot of smoke at 140. You know what I'm saying? So why it's like, man, like why would I go up to 147 right now? And it's so much talent and so much good fights at 140. Like you got I'm right in the middle of everything. Like so, it's like, if I'm at a party right here, why would I go to? If I'm at this party right here, this party is popping, this party is jumping, this the best party. This the best party in the city. Why would I even leave this party and think about going to another party because it might be jumping? But this one is already jumping. You know what I'm saying? So that's why for me, I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stay right where I'm at because it's just, man. Like I feel like this is gonna be probably the hottest division in boxing.
But the other party got more food, man. You can eat more at that other party.
You know what?
Maybe not.
Maybe not. That's what I'm saying. Maybe not. But listen, that's what I'm saying. Maybe not because you got these guys, you got these big name guys coming up to 140, right? So that might be a lot of food right there for me, So it is. Look, it's not the quantity of the food, it's the quality of the food at the same time,
right?
So but like I said, man, it all depends. It all depends what I'm gonna do. Right now, I know for sure this fight is my next fight is gonna be at 140. I know for sure the fight after that is gonna be at 140 to be a champion. So after that, we'll see what happens.
A lot of people still want to see you and Broner fight, Regis.
I was getting to that. I'm like, what happened to you being able to beat on Broner?
I don't think it'll ever happen. I don't think it'll ever happen. I talked to Broner myself personally, man. I don't think that fight will ever happen. So I kind of got off Broner, man. I left him alone. One time Broner FaceTimed me. He was like, bro, I got so much money, bro. I give you $1 million right now. I give you $1 million. I was like, bro, you ain't got to give me no money, bro. Just fight me. That's all you got to do is fight me. He was like, man, you know what? He was like, bro, I'm done trying to give advice to somebody that's trying to fight me. So we kind of laughed about it. But, I was like, I don't think, like I said, man, I don't think that fight will happen. I don't think that fight will happen. If it happens, we'll see one day, but I don't think that fight will happen.
All right. So, you got Ramirez fighting this weekend. Well, no, not this weekend, but coming up soon. He's going to be fighting in your division for, let's see, who is it? Jose Pedraza. Are you interested in the winner of that?
If maybe, yeah, I guess, right. My goal, I don't care about no names. My goal is to be a champion again. And that's what I'm hearing. I'll fight for the belt. So whoever wins that, if they're in line for a belt, then I'll fight them, So I don't care about names or nothing like that. It don't matter to me. Like, I just want to be my thing is to be a champion again. I'm not even focused on nobody. I'm not focused on no names. I'm just focused on getting my belt back. That's all.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't blame you one bit for being that way, but the issue right now is that you've already fought the person that's at the unified, championship status now one time, and it was a very close fight. So, what would make him want to fight you again, knowing that it's going to be like one of them type of fights that's like, I mean, he looked worse in that fight. I'm gonna just say to tell you the truth.
Of course,
Yeah,
of course.
he looked the worst. He looked, so,
Man, he had the big eye.
oh my
Yeah.
God, it was like, whoa. I said, Regis done murdered the poor man. How did he get the win? But
Yeah.
so I mean, is that a fight that you do see in the future, or are you just or he moving up to welterweight is what the whole gossip has all been about recently?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right now.
he's still holding on to the belts.
I mean, listen, I'm like I said, this fight is gonna be. They said this fight is gonna be for the mandatory. So after this fight, I'll be mandatory for the belt. So either he'll have to fight me or he'll have to just go up to 147. So it all depends on it. It really would depend on like really what he will want to do. If he will want to fight me or if he want to go up to 147. I know me and him can have a huge fight. Another fight, we can have a huge fight, but we'll see. I guess he does have all the belts, so he kind of determines what he wants to do. But I will be in line, so it all depends if he wants to run it back with me or if he wants to go to 147. But I definitely think that me and him have to fight again before our careers are over. Me and him have to fight. It'll be like it's like a Ray Leonard and Tommy Hearns type of thing. We have to
type of fight. Yeah.
We got to fight. We got to do it.
I know you got to do it. I hope he know he
got to. We got to run it back. There's no way we don't run it back. You know what I'm saying? Because I still think I want to fight. To be honest, like a lot of people think I won. If I wasn't, a lot of people, felt like if it was in my home country, I would have probably won the fight. So
guilty as charged. I'm one of those people, baby. I can't believe that you didn't win that fight the way that homeboy was looking. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But the other thing I was gonna ask, you say the sanctioning body puts you at #1 contender status after this fight. So is it more than one title? The sanctioning body or
no? It'll be for the WBC.
Oh, okay.
It'll be for WBC, and maybe after that, probably even. It all depends what's going on after this fight, but we'll see. But I know the WBC ordered. I think Tuesday they ordered this to be an eliminator, final eliminator. So that means, we're gonna, I'll be right there in line for it.
Awesome. Is there anything about this particular fight that you are concerned about in your opponent? Is there anything that you see from watching tapes or knowing his record?
No. No, absolutely not. Listen, bro.
You could have told us one thing now.
Not absolutely not. Listen, bro. I'm just training too hard. That's it. I don't care who you put in front of me. It's not this dude. It's not nobody. I'm just training. Like I'm out in LA right now. All I'm doing is literally training. I'm training 3 times a day, every day. After this, we gotta go. We're gonna train again. And usually, I picked it up. You know what I'm saying? I picked it. I picked up my training. I picked up everything about myself. I was a champion, and I was saying this earlier. Like I was a champion. I was already a champion. I was world champion, I was a super champion, #1 in the world in my division, and I didn't even care about it at first. Like I was doing things wrong. I just, but now I'm just way more serious. Because I want to be the 2-time champion. That's just something I want to do. I have to be like a 2-time champion at 140.
Hey, Regis, we got a lot of video gamers out there, and a lot of people want to know: are you going to be in the new esports boxing video game?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Now, when you say you're more focused, and I see you with these, you got not a brand new baby, but pretty fairly new baby. You got this wonderful, beautiful family, a lovely wife. How in the heck do you balance all of this? Family, training,
wow. My wife take care of all that. That's the thing. That's what she does for.
You're in the real estate game too.
Yeah, the thing is, I'll be having a lot of time. I'll be having a lot of time like off. Like I had when I'm in training camp, it's a difference. Like when I'm in training camp, I'm in training camp. People know my schedule is a totally different. Like I train you know, I'll eat, I take a nap, then I get up, I train again. Then, you know, that's what I do. I just train all day long when I'm in training camp. But outside of training camp, it's not like that. So outside of training camp, I might train like once a day. And then the rest of the day, I got basically, you know, I can kind of do what I want to or whatever. But right now, you know, I'm in LA and stuff, and you know, my wife is home with the kids, and you know, she's doing a real good job with that. She's doing a good job. That's her job. She knows what she got to do, and while I'm out training, that's, you know, that's what she got to do.
That's awesome. I mean, and it's nice to know that you don't have to worry about that part of everything, that
Right.
piece of the pie while you're, you know, in training. You do got a lot of comments over here, though. My goodness. Okay, first you got your boy William Hunter in the house from Biloxi, Mississippi, and he says,
That's my boy, man. I fought on William Cole before. I think I fought my, I forgot which fight, maybe my 8th fight or something like that, over in Pascagoula, Mississippi.
I know y'all. I'm telling you, I feel like y'all related in some kind of way, because sometimes he says some of the type of things that I know you would say, and vice versa. I'm like, are they related or something? Will,
Right.
what you been up to? I don't know.
Yeah. We from the same part of the world.
He said, why Broner still ducking? Why won't he let you put him into retirement?
Oh, man. Get rid of Broner.
Damn. And then, oh, wait a minute. You got some fans from Colombia, Ecuador, and Panama, as well as the DR, that are wishing you good luck, Regis.
Yep. That's what I heard. That's when I was talking to Duran and Irochelle and, you know, his sons and stuff. I was talking to them, and they said, you know, I have fans in Panama, which is crazy. Like, what? I got fans in Panama? All right, that's cool, right? So I'm gonna go out there. I told them I'm gonna go out there, and after this fight, I'm gonna go out there to Panama and go visit Duran. Maybe stay for like a week or something like that out there in Panama.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah. Stay in paradise. And I know they got some good food. Don't go. Yeah, after training is good for them.
After training, for sure. After I'm done with the fight.
Yes, in the restaurant. Ralphie says Regis should be the real champion of his division for sure. Absolutely. And then we got Jose Morel. He says, champ, who or what inspired you to become a boxer?
I just grew up fighting. I just grew up fighting in the streets of New Orleans. That's it. You know, that's the main thing. I grew up fighting, and I was good at it. And then, you know, I mean, I got a long story to that, but we can't go into the long story right now. But yeah, I just grew up fighting, and then, you know, I watched Tyson growing up. That's the person I watched the most. I watched Tyson. And then I was just like, damn, like, I want to be like this dude right here. He was just this little short, stocky dude just beating up these big old, you know, Goliaths and stuff like that, right? Just like the David and Goliath type of thing. He was just whooping everybody. I was like, damn, like, I want to be like this dude. So yeah, that's that. I think that was the person that inspired me the most when I was younger, like, was like Mike Tyson. But I mean, as far as like being a boxer and being a fighter, I just was naturally always rough. I played every sport. You know, I did the football, basketball thing. I ran track. I swam a little bit, played baseball, a little soccer and stuff. But like boxing was just it just stuck with me.
Okay.
Hey, Regis, how long you think you might continue boxing? You have a time?
That's a good question, bro. I don't even got no age limit on it. I mean, of course, age always gonna catch up with you, but like right now, bro, like I feel like my body is preserved. You know, like so me, like I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. So my body, like right now, my body is young, and I started late. I started boxing at a late age. I started boxing when I was like 17. So that's a real late start. You know, most of these dudes, they started like when they was like 8 years old, 7, 8 years old. So I had like a 10-year late start on everybody else, you know. So and then as a pro, I haven't had a hard fight. Like I had one hard fight as a pro, you know. So if you look at, you got some people with like 14, 15 fights, their career is harder than mine because they had a lot of hard. If you have 15 hard fights and I have 27 fights. If I have 27 fights and one of them was hard, so my body is just way preserved. So I can't even say. But like right now, I feel like I didn't even touch my prime. I feel like I'm coming into my prime right now. Like my prime isn't. I had a late prime, you know. So I feel like my prime is still. I'm still getting better, and my prime is still coming right now.
Regis, will we see you as world champion before this year over, you think?
Yeah, for sure. You definitely will. Yeah, 2022. For sure, for sure, I'll be a champion for sure in 20. Unless I get hurt, I will be a champion for sure in 2022. For sure, there's no doubt about that. Again,
Oh my
two-time
God.
champion.
So tell us
Yeah.
a little bit about this Rougarou life that you got on YouTube. I mean, I love watching it. You do some outrageous stuff sometimes. I saw you.
Yeah, Ruger like yeah.
I mean,
So
you had one episode where you were fishing one time, then you were partying, then you had drove somebody's house. I said, do he really have this kind of energy?
yeah, bro, like Ruger like TV. That's the thing on YouTube. You know, it's just like my life outside of outside of inside and outside of boxing. That's all. And I just have fun. That's it. That's the main thing. I just have fun with my life. That's it. So we do all kinds of things. And I should have been done this a long time ago because I know people. People like to see me doing things like that. A lot of people like to see that. Most people don't live the way I live, so people like to see that type of stuff. So for me, I just enjoy myself. I have fun, and now I've been doing this for years and years, but now we actually document it now.
Yeah.
Regis, do you have a favorite place you like to fight, or is there a place that you want to go that you haven't fought, like Madison Square Garden or anything like that?
I mean, listen, bro, my next fight in Dubai, so
I
that's
know, right?
insane. That's
Man.
for me, bro. I'm fighting in Dubai, so that's like crazy, right? I'm fighting all the way in Dubai. Like Dubai is a fire. I went out there. Dubai is a fire ass place. So, I mean, definitely always want to fight in Vegas. I never fought in Vegas before, but my main place I always wanted to fight was New Orleans, and I fought in New Orleans. In your hometown. Of course, you would want to fight in New York. I fought in Brooklyn before, of course. I never fought in Madison Square Garden, but I did fight. I fought in Brooklyn, and so I fought in New York. I fought in California before. I fought in, but I didn't fight in Vegas. But I did fight in New Orleans, and New Orleans is.
Fought in Vegas.
Yeah, I never fought in Vegas before. I don't know why. I just never fought in Vegas before. But I mean, I'm not tripping, bro. Everybody wants to fight in their hometown. And I fought in New Orleans. So for me, that's bigger than all that stuff to me. And now I'm fighting in Dubai. Like, who else can say?
Right.
Floyd haven't even fought in Dubai yet. Now Floyd's supposed to fight in Dubai, but Floyd haven't even fought in Dubai. And I'm fighting in Dubai before him. So listen, bro, like, yeah, that's fire.
Yeah, you good. That is fire. I have to admit that. That's a little, hat tip right there. Now, I was going to tell you, William, he's bringing up a fight where you busted up somebody's face with a jab. He said it was at a Hard Rock show.
That was in Mississippi. Yep.
Oh, that was in Mississippi.
That was in Mississippi. Yeah, that was in Mississippi. Yeah, I remember that, of course. That was my 11th fight. I remember all these fights like the back of my hand because that was prior to that fight I got injured and I was off for like a year because somebody busted in sparring and broke my eye, like my eye socket in sparring with a thumb me in sparring. So I was off for a long time. So that was my first fight back and I stopped the dude with a jab to the body. I remember that fight.
Oh man!
Think about Charlo when you said that. Charlo hit
banana.
Hit banana in the body with that jab.
Yep. Oh,
yep.
You got to bring that jab back because I got to see this. Maybe you practice or maybe you can revive it rather.
We'll see what happens in Dubai, right?
Yes.
Is that your favorite punch, Regis? The jab? Is that one of your favorite punches?
Definitely, for sure, my jab. Yeah, I mean, any punch that knocks somebody out, that's my favorite punch.
Has to be. It sets up everything, right?
Yep, exactly.
Ralphie says, "Is there a future fight, maybe against Jose Cepeda? That would be an awesome fight. I know Regis is an awesome fighter to watch against anyone."
Yeah, right. I mean, listen. I told everybody I'm open. I don't care about the name. I'm open to fight whoever. Doesn't matter. Cepeda. And the crazy thing, I run into all these people. So I was just with Cepeda at the gym the other day. That's the crazy thing. I was with the thing. All right, so you keep running to all these fights. All of us keep running to each other, right? I was at the Mike Tyson party. I was with Teofimo. We together at the Mike Tyson party almost the whole night. Me and Teofimo together. Then I go to Dubai.
Well.
Yeah, exactly. I go to Dubai, and then me and Josh Taylor together in Dubai the whole time. Almost, we sit at the same table. They must have did it on purpose. They sitting us at the same table and stuff like that, right? And then I go to the gym and out here in LA, and Zepeda's there. So it's like you constantly run to all these people. I run to Bud a bunch of times. Of course, me and Bud always talk shit to each other. So yeah, you know, you just keep running to these people back to back.
What about Rolly? Regis, you ran into Rolly Romero before?
I never ran into Rolly before. I mean, I think I saw him before, but I never really like talked to him and hollered at him before. Nah.
I would have been curious to see how that conversation went, because I mean, it's a lot of different things that people say about Rolly, and it would have been nice to have your perspective on that. So you got to.
I know. Yeah.
You run into him.
Right. I never ran into Rolly before. I mean, I think I saw him before, but I mean, I never really like hollered at him and talked to him. You know, like, nah, I never talked to him like that before.
Okay, so Rob, he's saying you're definitely going to Vegas, Regis. Absolutely.
MGM Grand.
You want the MGM Grand, or would you rather be like at the T-Mobile Arena?
I mean, it don't matter. It don't matter. I don't care. As long as I fight, I don't care. I mean, like I said, my biggest fight for me was I'm fighting Dubai, and my thing was New Orleans. New Orleans is hometown. That's bigger than anything.
Yeah.
Man, hey, Regis, that flight. What was that flight like flying over there? I know that was a long flight, huh?
Yeah, bro, it's a long flight. Luckily, we flew first class, so it was good. We flew business class, so you know what? Like it make it way nicer when you can fly business class, but it's still a long flight to get there. Long time to get there.
You be just trying to sleep the whole time, don't you? Like, it's just like, let me go.
I mean, they serve you all these meals. Yeah, they serve you all these meals. You can do all that type of stuff. You can eat whatever you want on there. Keep eating. They got all the new movies. When you fly business class, they got all the new movies and stuff. Of course, they got the whole bed on there, so you can go to sleep when you want to. I'm a big reader, so I read. I read a whole lot. I think I finished the book off out there. So, yeah, you can do a lot of stuff on the plane. It's not as boring as it'll seem.
Regis, when you got off the plane and you looked at the city, did it really look like a make-believe place to you with the buildings? And
yeah, it is. It feel like a future type of city, you know. And you way in a desert. It's just special.
Yeah, high tech and all of that, huh?
Yeah, it's just special. It's just somewhere like everybody needs to go for sure. It's just a special type of place.
Could you see yourself living there?
Maybe. You know what? Maybe. It's the only thing, like when you get there, when you get there, it's like you don't feel like you that far away from home. You know, it feels like it. It's hard to even explain, but it don't feel like I'm away from home though. If you know, sometimes you out the country and you feel like you're out the country. Like when I got there, I didn't really feel like I was like so far away from home. It felt like it did feel like I could live here one day, maybe. So you know, we'll see.
That's interesting, because I mean, for it to be so far away and for them to have such, you know, different customs, you know, especially for the women, of course. But I mean, it seems a little weird that you're like, yeah, it seems like it could be a home.
It's not what you think. I mean, the women. I know they said like the women got to wear the hijab. Hijab. I don't think I didn't see women over there with that. Like some of them, but not like. No, it's just not like people. I don't know. I think it's not what people think it is. Like they have like rules and stuff. I think it's like no public affection and all that type of stuff. So I think if you marry, no matter what, you can't hold hands, you can't kiss in the street and all that type of stuff. But it seemed kind of normal to me. I was walking around. I don't know. It didn't seem like that to me. It seemed like kind of normal. Yeah, I don't know about all those rules people talking about.
You didn't experience any racism or anything, right?
No.
Yeah, see, that's a big difference. Everybody say like when they go overseas to different locations, they're like really surprised that, you know, they ain't on the same tip that you can run into in the States.
Right. Nah, it ain't. Nah. I didn't feel it over there. I mean, only thing is like they real serious about is like the mask and stuff. Of course, putting your mask on. And like I live in Texas, so you know we don't wear masks in Texas. Y'all in Florida too, so I know y'all don't wear masks, right? So yeah. We in Texas, so we don't wear masks and it's not serious, but like out here in California, like it's real serious. People still like wear masks and all that stuff. So I don't know how people feel about it, but in Texas we just not used to it, you know, like talking about it.
Hey, Regis, when you was in Dubai, did you go in the hood over there?
I don't even know if they got hood. I definitely go.
I don't know. Do they have a hood?
I don't know if they even got hood in Dubai. If they did, I didn't go. When I was in Dubai, I was in some of the biggest. I probably was in the biggest house I ever been in my life.
Wow.
And I've been in a lot of big ass houses, and this was like I've been in this dude that house, and he was like I was with your boy man. I was with Roy Jones out there, and you one of
Oh
his
yeah,
friends.
I did
Yeah,
see the picture when
yeah,
she got. Look, you
yeah. I
be
was with
living your best
Roy
life. I'm
Jones
telling
and
you, Reed.
I was with Roy Jones and Jean Pascal, and we was out there all hanging out and stuff, and
Okay.
man, we went to this house. It was crazy. Even Roy was like, "Man, we gotta move here." Roy was telling me, "Man, we gotta move to Dubai." I'm like, "You know what, Roy? We might have to move to Dubai."
Badu Jack is
Yeah,
over there.
Badu Jack lived there, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but he's like
Badu and
real like
I think
Muslim.
Adonis Stevenson lives there also.
Oh really? Wow, I didn't know that.
I think he does. I know his wife lives over there. I talked to Sissy, and
Mhm.
I know she lives over there too. So maybe Adonis lives over there. I'm pretty sure he lives over there if his wife
Yeah,
lives there.
yeah, for sure.
What Rob said.
We got a lot of like Will is talking about Bud going up on you,
Mm.
and Garcia vacating his belt to escape you. He wants to know why. A lot of people don't know that Mikey Garcia moved up, and it was like also a play where a bonus is that he did not have to face you.
Mikey, I
Yeah,
think, man, look, I wouldn't say that about Mikey. He just grabbed his money. That's what Mikey did.
and Mikey was
Mikey
like,
grabbed
done.
Mikey grabbed that money. Mikey wanted that money. Mikey grabbed his money. That's what Mikey did. I know what Mikey did.
Okay. I'm gonna believe you on it, yeah. And then let's see, Ralphie, he wants to know, guys. First of all, we're wrapping up questions. It's time to let Regis get some rest. So here we go. Ralphie says, "So who is fighter Regis most wanting to fight besides Taylor? Is there some he wants to add to his career once everything is done?"
Of course, Taylor. I definitely got to have a rematch with him. But I would like I think a huge fight for me. At first, I was saying Broner's name, right? I was saying Broner. I want Broner. I want to fight Broner. But now I don't want to fight Broner no more. Now I want to fight. I think Gervonta Davis is even better.
Oh, that's another fight that I thought that was brewing when you did the PBC card that one time. I thought that it was like a lead in to possibly that fight.
Yeah.
But then COVID happened and everything, so I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what all happened there. I remember I had contacted you because I didn't believe one of these clickbait stories I heard. And
Yeah.
you told me like, yeah, they misquoted me. They said what they wanted to say. So I'm sorry that happened to you. But I
Right.
heard a
Yeah.
lot of boxers telling me that, like that they'll just change around your words in order to make something sound really bad.
Right. But
Yeah.
I think that fight could be a big fight. Maybe like down the line, maybe in 2023, that could be a big fight. So, we'll see. But of course, I mean, I want the Josh Taylor rematch. That'll be what I want, the baddest, I guess. And then, we'll see after that. We'll see what happens after that. Or before that, maybe even Javante. I don't know, whoever.
Okay, Javante Tank Davis versus Regis Prograis, baby. I like
That'd be
it.
a good fight.
Yeah, and that's pay-per-view worthy. You know what I'm saying? Like we're getting pay-per-view, but I need that pay-per-view worthy.
Yeah.
And you
Right.
can quote me
Exactly.
on that, Regis. It's pay-per-view worthy, okay?
Right. Uh-huh.
All right, so we got Dubai message saying that Dubai is a crazy place, and there was literally nothing there 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. He says, best of luck to you and wish you much success. And now we got this Lomachenko question from Jose. Champ, what do you think of Lomachenko's matrix style of fighting as a southpaw?
I mean, it's just his style, That's all. I mean, I can't. It's different, that Matrix style. I guess you can say it's just a different type of style. That's all. I mean, I like it, but it
Yeah,
works for him, and it doesn't work for it. It's just it works for him. It's his style. I can't really. I don't even know how to answer the question. It's a nice style that works for him, basically. Like him and what's his name? Usyk has a
hmm
similar style too. He has a
the
similar style. I think
Ukrainian.
they, yeah,
Yeah,
the Ukraine, and they have a similar style. So I mean, as a southpaw, it looks, it's cool. But I'm more of a fan of Pernell Whitaker. and like Manny Pacquiao and Marvin Hagler. That's Southpaws. That's the
Yeah,
Southpaws. I'm kind of
into.
that's the ones I look up to.
Well, listen, I did have an actual question that was put in to us from Danny Santiago. He's a Florida Boxing Hall of Famer.
Hmm.
And he says that let's see, looking back at your illustrious career, I see that once you moved to Texas, you began your journey back in 2005. And I see that you had living legend, real deal Holyfield as a key motivator for you. Is this who inspired you, or do you have other names that you admire as well?
Of course, I had the other name, like Tyson and stuff. But yeah, Holyfield. I met Tyson the first time the other night. I was around Holyfield, like really in a gym with Holyfield. So that definitely was a big, big inspiration because I was in the gym with him. This man, beat Tyson twice. And this is my favorite fighter of all time. And he beat him twice. So, of course, I definitely, with somebody like Holyfield, man, that was definitely a big inspiration. That probably was one of the biggest inspirations coming up for sure because this is a legend, a living legend right next to you. I remember I was hitting the bags and stuff like that on training, and then he's like right here, he's right next to me. So when you have something like that as a kid coming up, like I think I was probably like 19, 20, and like you have somebody like that just to inspire you like that definitely does something mentally. It does something to your brain. You go, because you don't think that's reachable. And I remember one time we went to an amateur fight, um and I was sitting next to him. I was literally like he was right here next to me in Holyfield, and we was talking the whole time. And I was
Wow.
like, damn, like I'm really talking to Holyfield. Like I'm regular, like I'm regular just talking to him, like how we talking right now. Just and you thinking, man, you look at these people coming up when you growing up, and you looking at these people, and you thinking they like gods, they bigger than life, and you sitting there talking to
Yeah.
them. And so for me, it does something to your brain. Like, all right, I can do this too, and that was like a big, big inspiration.
Wow, that's pretty. Yeah, I can understand that feeling. But you don't want to be like me because I'm beside. What was the name of the NBA player, the retired player? I'm sitting beside him. We having a full conversation. I'm talking. I'm done. I'm like nodding, like yeah. What do you do? He's asking me what I do and all this stuff. Reed, I don't even know who this man is.
Yeah.
He was a Boston Celtic. Remember?
Yeah, the one where the headband on.
I always used to wear the headband.
Paul Pierce?
Yeah,
Pierce.
Pierce.
Yes.
She was sitting there.
I didn't even know until the conversation is over and I done walked off and everything. I'm like,
Yeah. Well, that's you know what? That's sometimes that's the best way to do it, because it's like when people find out people celebrities and stuff, they kind of treat them different. And they don't want to be treated like that, like they just want to be treated like regular people. They don't want to be like act like fans and stuff like that. You just want to be treated like a regular person. So that was actually a good thing you didn't know who Paul Pierce was.
I know he was sitting there like, wow, this is really an actual boxing girl. She don't care about me, not at all.
I had to get up because I was in the seat. I had to go find another seat, man.
Yeah.
So we be hustling. We be getting our grind on, trying to get our footage and stuff. So
I feel it.
All right, so we're gonna wrap up everything right now. But Regis, Lana wants to know: is Regis done with that tattoo?
Done with tattoos?
Yes, she said I like that tattoo.
No, I'm not done yet. I got to get this sleeve done. I'm gonna get this one done after the fight. I want to do some stuff out here, but I got one dude I go to, one tattoo artist. I don't go to nobody else. So that's in New Orleans. So I want to finish this, and I want to get some more stuff here, maybe. But I'm definitely not done for sure.
You got your kids on you too, right? Your kids.
I got their names. Yeah, I got their names on my ribs and stuff like that. I gotta get my dog. I gotta get my newest baby now. I didn't get one in a long time, so I don't got her name yet. So I gotta get her name. I might get their face or something like that on this arm. We'll see.
Yeah, so it's a full sleeve. You're gonna do full sleeves on both sides.
Yeah. That's what I want.
Hey, put them on before the game scan you, man. So you have, your tattoos.
That's definitely true. I do need to do that. Yeah, that's definitely true.
Oh. Well, Regis, it's been great talking to you tonight, and we're like so excited for you and your career and the new opportunities that signing with Probellum is going to offer you, and being able for other people, that are boxing fans to see you more overseas. So, just congratulations on landing that deal. And Schaefer's the type of guy that, he's able to make deals with all of these different promoters. So
Right.
it seems like it's a great move for you.
Yep, I think it's a good fit, man. I was with Richard. I was with him on Tuesday, and everything seemed cool. So I think it's a good fit, and I'm happy about it, and I feel comfortable, and I feel confident that everything is gonna happen. So yeah, I think everything is cool, and I'm just can't wait to get to this dude on the next month, and then after that, see what's gonna happen.
You got this. I'm not worried at all. And you know that Boxing Playhouse will be watching from over here in Florida, rooting for you 110%.
Yep, thank y'all.
Thank
Definitely,
you. Thank you
man.
so much.
We appreciate it,
All
Regis.
right,
Thanks, bro.
I'll holler at y'all.
All right,
Get the
bro.
rest.
All right, I will. I gotta go train again right now. Really, I'm literally
Oh,
man.
go train, and then I'll rest later tonight. But I gotta go train again right now.
All right.
Regis.
Well, grab some of that energy from Rougarou life.
All right.
All right, Regis.
All right, peace.
All right. Bye.
All right, bro.
All right, guys, we want to thank you so much for tuning in. You can catch Regis fighting in March, and he's going to be over in Dubai with this card. I know I forgot to ask him what platform he was going to be on, but I'm sure I'll just post it later for everybody to grab. Is anything else you want to say?
Damn, Rob said he had a glove with all the 4 Kings signed it.
Dang, that's what you
I
wanted
need
to
that
get
glove,
to.
Rob.
Wow.
He said we got the 4 Kings signed it.
Okay, so the fight is going to be at the tennis stadium there in Dubai, and that's March 19th. It's Prograis versus McKenna. The fight card is called Evolution, which fits into the fact that he's saying Dubai is so revolutionary,
That tall building in the middle of the picture.
I see that nice building. I forgot to ask him, was he actually in that building? Because you know how they be having a lot of them staying in that building. But we'll ask him next time, hopefully, when he gets this W and he gets to fight for a championship later this year. I mean,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it's gonna be great to see him under those bright lights again after being out. So what do you think
About the fight over there?
about Regis and his career and success?
Regis is very, very exciting young man, and humble. He comes on, man. He's a people person. I like everything about Regis. So, like you say, he's gonna be champion by the end of the year. I believe him.
Yeah.
I wish him nothing but the best, man. Cool dude to talk to, and we'll see.
Yes.
Bob said he missing Marvin Hagler.
He's missing Marvin Hagler. That's it. Oh, well, that's a sad one right there.
You got three of the other greats.
Yeah, for sure. That's still a major milestone to have that many.
That's my favorite era right there, Rob. The 4 King era.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of us too.
Yeah.
So, Rob, thank you so much for tuning in with us tonight, all the way from UK, baby. Jose, I see you, baby. We see you just been giving us a lot of different comments as well tonight.
Rob don't think I could take this cut.
Shout out to Dahlia Duran for her translations and her interpretations of the Spanish language, as well as her ability to make a boxer smile. And we also want to send our shout outs to Danny Santiago for joining us earlier tonight to talk about hot topics. And we'll also see him next Wednesday night at 8 p.m. for Boxing Playhouse Latin America. Until next Thursday, when we see you guys again, hold it up. I'm taking over this cup. I'm in charge. Boxing Playhouse. We'll check you next week, guys. Thank you so much.